Hey, welcome back, Trelevate family. I'm so excited for today's episode, not only because we're joined with a new guest, Amie Shaw, but we are joined in talking about something that's really special, that's crazy impactful in our communities that Trelevate started a long time ago. And I personally actually haven't even learned just the surface level of what that looks like. And I have Miss Amie to get to talk to about it. So I'm so pumped. So today, hey, we're talking about hands that matter. How can you make an impact in the community that you're with? And we're going to be learning from what Trelevate's done and what Amie Shaw has been a part of recently. Amie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Bo. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Absolutely. Amie, tell me about your involvement in Hands That Matter.
I've been involved for the past 11 years. It's been something that's so meaningful to me. It's been something that has been so impactful to a lot of the different organizations across the country, organizations that are important to our employees here at Trelevate, organizations here locally in Phoenix, Arizona, a huge number of different things. We've kind of gone above and beyond to help in emergency type situations like this, most recent experience.
Yeah, tell me about that. Kerr County, Texas, right?
The Kerr County, Texas flooding it's just been an absolutely devastating experience for a lot of people. And, a lot of us, we've got a team in Houston that it's impacting, specifically locally there and across the United States. I think it's, hit home to a lot of people. And I think a lot of people were very interested in doing whatever they could to help.
Yeah. So Trelevate heard about the crisis and then went to go help. What'd that look like?
It was a kind of a proposition. It was a question that was asked, after the weekend that it happened in early July. And, everybody kind of put their hands in and said, what can we do to help? And we put together kind of a sales initiative. And with our business advisors across the country, everybody kind of chipping in and doing what they could, we were able to make a big impact.
That's huge. That's huge. So this is not the first time Trelevate's done something like this, right?
Not at all. It's been something that's been incredibly helpful over the years. Sometimes it's something that we do annually with organizations, like I said, that a lot of our business advisors kind of choose based on what's important to them across the country. It's, again, something that we've done to help an organization here in Arizona locally, Thrive Arizona. And it's a number of things, but also kind of in these emergency or urgent situations where we're able to kind of turn it around and say, hey, let's see what we can do to help.
Yeah. Is there another emergency situation that Trelevate was able to jump to and help?
That's a good question. Before we actually had really put together Hands That Matter, in the early days, probably, I can't remember exactly, but maybe about 10 years ago, a Hurricane Harvey in Houston had it was the same thing. We were just inundated with this, devastation and this horrible news about, people just struggling and doing whatever they could to survive. Yeah. And, at that time we did have a team in Houston. And so it was very close to us. And it was something that I went to Paul in our old office, our small office down the hall. And I said, hey, Paul, is there anything we can do? And it was one of the coolest things for me, because this was early in my career at Trelevate. And he looked at me and he said, what are we going to do, Amie? And he said, put something together, put it on my desk, and we'll see, if we can make it happen. And it was very similar to what we just did recently, kind of a sales initiative or a sales, kind of incentive or a sales based,
to help rally the
contribution
team
to help rally the team together and work together to help these guys. And I don't know, it was just very eye-opening for me because it was something that was just so meaningful and so inspiring to kind of be able to get behind, personally. And from that, it's just been growing. And then,
Yeah. How do you feel like that as you've been with the company, Trelevate, for a long time? You've been overseeing Hands That Matter, the community outreach at Trelevate. How have you seen leadership? How have you seen our community of our employees, our company, be changed by the way that we know that our actions impact people?
I've seen such an amazing response to some of the things that we've been able to do, especially when it comes from our own business advisors or our own area business managers, the things that mean the most to them, when these things kind of develop from those things that mean the most to them. It's been amazing to see the way that they're able to rally the teams and get everybody on board and get everybody working together, and we all come together, and it's really special to be able to do that, to be able to help other people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. That's amazing. You had mentioned Thrive, and I'm not quite sure what that is. So Thrive, you said Arizona. It's in Arizona. What is Thrive? What do they do?
Thrive Arizona is an organization that actually helps families in Arizona if you're unable to provide a bed for your child to sleep in. Child Protective Services can come and remove the child from your home. And even if you had no intentions of, neglect or anything like that, but just the inability to provide a bed, Thrive helps by providing things: beds, mattresses, blankets, pillows, even stuffed animals for children in need. And we partnered up with Thrive in 2023 for our Hands That Matter, and for our outreach. And through this sales outreach and the things that we did, we were able to actually earn 77 beds to donate to Thrive Arizona, which was really special. We worked with them again in 2024, and we were able to contribute 144 beds. And this was in a 6-week period.
Wow.
6 weeks we came together and we were able to donate 144 beds and help 144 families, which was truly incredible. We all got to go out to their location, kind of on the west side of Phoenix, and we got to see a lot of the other things that they do too. They help a lot of children in the foster care system, or what's called aged out, when after a child in the foster care system turns 18, a lot of them become homeless, end up homeless with nowhere to go and no resources. And Thrive helps in that department as well. And so we got to kind of tour the facility and see everything, and it was really amazing. That's amazing.
Amie, where do you feel like this community outreach is going to go? If you could predict the next few years, just Hands That Matter. By the way, how did that name come about? Hands That Matter.
It was something that we put together because Ryan always says your hands matter. And the things that we do for other people come back to us tenfold. And I think that was so meaningful. And, the way that he described, the way that your hands matter and the things that you can do to, lend a hand to help others. That's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, completely putting purpose behind what you do.
100%.
And that's amazing. I love what you said. What we do for others returns back to us tenfold. That's amazing. Wow. Amie, we have people listening, and they want to know, how can they make a difference in their community? How could you encourage somebody to, if they're not part of a company that does something like this, or if they have the ability to initiate something for their company, how can someone make a difference in their community?
Oh, that's a great question, Bo. I think that, just kind of being aware of what's going on out there and seeing the needs that arise in a lot of different areas, I think that's the first step. And then, for me, it was simply, having the, courage to walk up and say something and to ask, and then to be able to see from that the things that we're able to provide and do. So it's just kind of a matter of having the awareness and the courage to stand up and say, hey, I want to help, and, rally some other people around to help out too, and see where we can, where we can go from there.
I love that. I love that so much. It's so true. Amie, thank you so much for sharing just that advice for anyone listening, to say, hey, I can make an impact by taking the initiative, going and asking and rallying people together. That's where it comes from. That's the courage that takes, right?
Absolutely.
So I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for sharing about Thrive, about Hands That Matter, what Trelevate's been doing. And I know that you had a key component in impacting the families in the initiative of helping Kerr County and in Texas, and as well back in 2018-17 with the hurricane as well.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to help. And I love to, get involved and do whatever I can.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Amie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today. We appreciate it. I hope you're inspired today. Be inspired to go make a difference, go make an impact, rally people together, because your hands truly do matter. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next episode.